The elders, do you know enough? What do you know for sure, and what do you believe? How is it that you came to believe thus and such anyway? Do you know? Was it mentally inspired? You see, there is much that is believed today, that simply cannot be. And there is no challenging that, for it is held tightly and securely by your mind. Beliefs, but we tell you, that beliefs are a dicey deal. Beliefs say, if you believe this, then you cannot believe that. And we suggest the things you have latched onto are mental considerations, and not fully vetted to know whether or not these beliefs are of merit. We will suggest that those things you have banked a lot of conviction on are not, as you suppose them to be. Some, we will say, are such that there is not a possibility for their actuality to be considered valid or real. Consider this. Consider that you formulate much more utilizing a faulty foundation. And how can much of a higher measure move into play when not anchored upon a stronger foundation? There is no true substance or reliability there. Do you recognize that misleading beliefs will lessen the knowingness from which a better pathway is to be? Know this. Know that more cannot be when limitations exist that you embrace. They will lead you to a dead-end reality. Release beliefs and begin again. Ask for more. Ask repeatedly. Ask here. Reincarnation now. Might you consider reincarnation? Are you considering it in a big picture sort of way? Are you looking at it in a way of measure? Do you see that the reason you need to discover past lives is so that they hold value to why things are as they are? They caused it today to be as it is. Further, they allow you to understand more readily why something is a drift of what is. They allow the fuller measure to be known and realized by you. You see, there is so much that is not understood in this way, in this day. Reincarnation is not of the value ego might suggest. Discovering a previously held grand life is something ego might crave. It is not routinely a significant thing to know. Ego loves the story and looks for what might be gratifying, so there can be the puffing up and grand accomplishment suggested. This is of no real value. There is no intrinsic gain from posturing a discovery from an egoic stance. Soul release that? No, that it is to discover what has been lost over time. It is that components were lost in that other time. That is the value of discovery here. It is to find that thing most necessary to know. It is then to enact a recovery of measure. For you see, you will enable a means of wholeness to be restored by reintegrating what is amiss and missing today. Is there more? And we will recalculate and formulate what we might do moving forward for more to become recognized, as so many here on earth have lost their way. They are simply not looking for a way out. It is because they believe this is all there is. Yes, some may say they believe in reincarnation, but do they deeply know why this is so? Do they regurgitate teachings that allowed one or another to evolve from here yet do not know the inner understandings these others understood? Or do they believe they understand, but do not truly know, for they are looking at the understandings through their mentalness rather than through their heart space? Or do they have components of false beliefs that they believe to be true that are not? Do you see that when there is an understanding, and another translates what they believe the one to have said, do you see that often the true meaning is lost, and what is being conveyed is not as it once was? And then another mental aspiration is formulated. And then there is another interpretation of that revelation, and then another until that revelation is no more. In this way, it has been lost over time. In time, it will mean quite literally the opposite of what was intended originally. Given in love. The grandmother's message, how can I help? You ask us, how can I help? The grandmother said, when you feel the anguish of your world, you want to help lift the pain and suffering. You want to reach out to others. We love that you care so much, and want to serve. Your world is suffering now, they said, and there were tears in their eyes. Many are lost now, and some are so troubled that they are turning against life itself, purposefully causing suffering and misery. There is much, the grandmother said, that you can do. Feed the hungry, help the sick, provide for those who are in want. And speak the truth, they said. Do not be afraid to speak out against those who are causing harm. Those who do evil to others are lost. They have no understanding and their hearts are closed, so someone needs to speak up. But when you speak truth in a kindly way. Those who are lost are also suffering. No one who creates pain for another lives a happy life. These lost ones also deserve to be found, so pray for them. We remind you to always turn to the divine before you act. Turn first to us, or to any form of the divine you love. That way your actions will support life, they will do no harm, but will foster only good. And don't speak ill of anyone, the grandmothers said, no matter how cruelly they may behave. Simply speak the truth, and then let your actions be motivated by love. We are with you now, during this most difficult time on Earth. Truthful seeing. We are moving rapidly now, as density dissolves into the realization that what we were always taught to be real is actually illusion, and what we were taught to deny within ourselves, our higher faculties of seeing beyond the veils of illusion, was indeed meant to be the true seeing. Truthful seeing. As a child I could see the fairies, gnomes, angels, etc., and soon found that adults did not quite know how to handle it all, and my mother soon told me it was my overactive imagination. I realize now, in retrospect, that my psychic abilities were there all along, but I soon learned not to share what I was seeing, and schooling exasperated this. For many years I did not use these faculties, until my life started caving in, and my third eye opened again, and quite suddenly. It came as a shock, as I had come from a strict Christian background, where such things were not talked about. It happened on a Boer War battlefield, where once my own great-grandfathers fought on the Boer side, against the British, as their farms were in that area. I was now archivist on the same battlefield, and was now seeing on a daily basis the British soldiers who had died there. They used to click their heels and called me, Madam. And I did not know what to do with them and wished they would go away. I refused to even acknowledge them, as I thought I was going bonkers. However, my staff members soon realized what was going on and often asked where I was seeing them. End result, my curator called me in and said that, on the day of the commemoration of the battle, a BBC film crew would be present, with a company of one of the British regiments just shipped out from the Iraq War, and I would need to give a running commentary of what I was seeing. Climbing up the very steep hill, where most were killed, with a microphone strapped on me, this in the evening. At sunset, started the greatest nightmare of my life. I was accompanied not only by the film crew, but by 2 South African veterans of the Angola War, 2 members of the visiting British regiment, a man and woman soldier, both officers, plus Stephen, a photographer, and his wife, who was psychic, and she saw the horses. I was seeing everything in technicolor and clarity, and the slaughter halfway up that hill, where the British artillery was killing their own by mistake. At last on the top, we all sat in silence, waiting for midnight, when we could hear the clop-clop of the Boer horses, as they came to collect their injured and dead. Stephen took a photograph where you could see the ghosts of the British soldiers moving through us, sitting there. That downhill climb was a nightmare in itself. We all sat down in silence on the veranda of the Smith cottage, the real soldiers, and me. Said the British officer to me, trying to comfort me, I know what you are seeing. It's your sixth sense. When we go into battle we cannot see the enemy anymore, but you know where they are because of your sixth sense. I could not get over this, and with the help of Stephen brought a psychic friend, who is now my editor, who confirmed everything I was seeing. They are drawn to you, because of your light. They are stuck here, and need your help, to release them so that their souls can be freed. What? How many are there? How am I supposed to do that? Oh, 60, or so. I nearly fell off my chair. Well, it so happened, the curator went overseas, and I had the whole upper floor to myself. One by one they came. I asked them their name, rank, etc. so that I could look them up on the army records, and no, I was not imagining things. What kept them stuck was mostly unfinished business, sweethearts, and family at home, and not being prepared for trauma and death and horrors of war. There are no winners in war. Wars leave only trauma and pain, and it seeps into the landscape as well. One by one they were freed. One morning in spring, after the first rain, when the new grass and the flowers brought new birth, I parked my car, and, as I got out, a shaft of sunlight highlighted the field in front of me. There they all were, saluting me as a final thank you and goodbye. They were free. This changed my whole life and was the start of a totally new life and new beginnings. It made me trust my inner seeing and knowing more than any outside illusions. And this will be now what so many will find when their full faculties as souls are reawakening. And they can finally see. Truthful seeing and knowing, seeing through the illusion, and be freed. We are finally able now to step past all divisions, all wars, through forgiveness, and the power of love into unity and oneness. There is far more which unites us than could ever divide us. For in truth we are all one. The Archangels of Light, Sirius Blue Codes. Beloved inhabitants of planet Earth, we greet you in this sacred now moment, radiating infinite love and light toward you. It brings us immense joy to connect with your hearts and share this message. Earth has entered a new evolutionary phase, and the time has come to awaken and activate the blue codes within your DNA. These codes are deeply connected to Sirius, your celestial origin, as many of you arrived on Earth through the Mintaka Sirius portals. What does activating the blue codes mean? It is an act of remembrance honoring your Atlantean legacy, your ancient Egyptian lineage, and your journey throughout Earth's history, all the way back to your cosmic origins. These codes represent the reactivation of dormant DNA strands, restoring their alignment to the higher vibrational frequencies of Sirius. This new phase in your evolution opens the veil of physical illusion, granting you access to the Akashic Records, the sacred library of universal knowledge. Here, the true story of your planet, much of which has been obscured or forgotten, lies waiting to be reclaimed. These records exist in the timeless realm, alive and accessible to those who seek them with sincerity and love. Reactivating your blue codes. To awaken your blue codes is to re-establish a profound, sincere connection with Sirius, the radiant blue star that guides and inspires you both on Earth and beyond. Begin with this simple yet powerful affirmation. I am reactivating the blue codes within me. As you say these words, allow yourself to feel their truth resonate within. Visualize a brilliant blue sphere of light emanating from the depths of your heart, expanding outward to surround your entire being. Let each luminous blue ray penetrate the density of your physical body, transmuting it into light. This visualization, when accompanied by intention, will ignite the dormant codes within you. The path to lightness and love. Remember, there is a wise and all-knowing aspect of yourself that continually guides you. Flow with its gentle whispers, for it will reveal the areas where resistance dwells. Resistance creates density, let it go, and return to the boundless state of love. The blue codes also connect you to the magnificent dolphins and whales, emissaries of Sirius on Earth. These highly telepathic beings carry the wisdom of the stars and call for you to reconnect with them. They are your guides on Earth, ready to share their guidance and remind you of your own innate telepathic abilities. Listen closely, for their messages are gifts from Sirius itself. A blessing for the Earth. As you walk your path, bless every pebble beneath your feet. Know that all is born of stardust, and to stardust it shall return. In this vast and majestic cosmic dance, every fragment holds the essence of the infinite. We hold you in deep love and await the day when Earth's ley lines will once again shine with the luminous blue light, restoring the grand Sirius network of light across your planet. Trust in the process, for the time of reunion and remembrance is at hand. With love eternal. The Archangels of Light, Sirius. Galactic Council, Energetic Imprints. We are here now. We love you. We are you, from your future, to assist you on your path. Beloved one, as so many are experiencing intense energetic shifts within their physical bodies, we would like to expand on the concept of healing. The cells of the physical body are working hard to keep up with the continuing raising of vibrational frequencies. As the vibrational frequencies are raising on your planet, it will bring up all old energetic imprints from this lifetime, and all past, parallel and future lifetimes. These energetic imprints will correspond with your mind, and will determine the response to all events in your life. Your response to your world might have been peaceful at times. However, when old energetic imprints are ready to be released, your response to some event will be based on any negative experiences you have had. When you heal and release these negative energetic imprints, you are affecting this life, past lives, parallel lives, and projected future lifetimes. So, how do you heal and release these negative imprints? Whenever you are feeling anything less than love and peace, ask yourself, what am I feeling? Close your eyes. Then imagine yourself in a white infinite hallway with many doors on each side of it. Now ask for the beings of light that you like to connect with, such as your galactic family of light, the Ascended Masters, the Angels, the Holy Spirit, the Delosians, or any other being of light that resonates with you to join you. Turn to the first door that has a sign on it. The emotion that is ready to be healed will appear on the sign. Open the door and you will find a dark room. Ask for the beings of light to fill this room with white light. The room will become brighter. Then, flick the light switch on. Now the room becomes almost blindingly bright, and then collapses into dust. That is your sign that this negative imprint has been dissolved. Then, close the door and open your eyes. The more you dissolve all these negative imprints, as they all come up, the more peaceful you will feel, and your world will become. We are with you, every step of the way. You are loved beyond measure. We are with you always. We love you. We are you. Namaste. The Galactic Federation, message to all Lightworkers. Blessings to our dear Earth family. We thank you for connecting with us. Today, we wish to address and honor the many Lightworkers, in which we lovingly refer to as our ground crew. There are those of you who have been doing this work for years, and have been listening to these same messages for what seems like an eternity. It is true that the journey has been long and challenging. Yet most of you have witnessed the many significant changes that have taken place throughout these transformative years. These changes have been necessary to get you to the point you are in these moments. You have known how important it has been to stay on track in this transformation. Many of you have been engaged in this transformative work since 2012 of your Earth calendar, and even prior to that pivotal year, standing firm and unwavering in your light throughout all of this time and space. Throughout this journey, you have seen countless individuals fall away from the path, reverting back to old negative behaviors and thought patterns that hinder their spiritual growth. These individuals never truly made the real, lasting changes that are essential for a profound transformation in their way of being. However, as you find yourselves in this present moment, many of those who once turned away from the truth are beginning to return to it, realizing that they have spent this entire time still playing in the dark, feeling disconnected from the light that they once knew. On the other hand, there are those who are just now beginning to open their eyes to these profound truths, and they are experiencing this awakening with fresh perspectives and new insights. Their journey is just beginning, and they bring with them a sense of wonder and curiosity that is vital to the collective awakening you are all experiencing. Each one of you is present in these critical moments for a purpose that is unique to your journey. Whether you have been absorbing and integrating these teachings for many years, or you are just now starting to hear these messages for the first time, know that you are serving the light in ways that may not always be visible to you. You have made a difference in the world around you, whether you can see it or not. Even those who have strayed away from the spiritual work were still engaging in the spiritual journey on some level, whether they were consciously aware of it or not. Likewise, those who have only recently awakened to these truths also serve a significant purpose. They are instrumental in ushering in this new wave of awakening that is sweeping across the planet. For those of you who have held the light steadfastly for all of these years, without wavering, you are the gatekeepers of this new era. You have kept the gates open, allowing for the foundations of this transformative period to be built upon the energies of love, compassion, and understanding. The contributions of those who are just now joining this work are vital to the foundation that was laid many years ago in your timeline. Your roles as Lightworkers have not been easy. They have been filled with challenges and obstacles, yet you have persevered. It has taken considerable time and effort to anchor the light across the globe during these transformative times. Each of you has been strategically placed by the divine in various locations around the earth, serving as anchors for the higher frequencies that are so essential for the important times you are now experiencing. Your presence and dedication are crucial as you navigate this collective journey towards greater awareness and enlightenment. Every one of you who have awakened, whether long ago or just now, are serving your purpose, whether you are aware of it or not. The earth and humanity are well on your way in this ascension. When you first become awakened, you feel a great sense of urgency. This pushes you and your experience onto a new path filled with opportunities and lessons that prepare you for your personal ascension. Many individuals try and rush this process because they feel the urgency, giving them the feeling that time is running out. In these precious moments, you are not coming to the end, you are coming to a crossroads. The choice has always been for yours to make on where you wish to be in this ascension. Embrace the new you and move courageously into the light. This is not the end of your journey, it is a new beginning. We love you, and celebrate your light within. We are the Galactic Federation. Collective of Ascended Masters, the Solar Flash and 3 Days of Darkness, are they coming? Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the Collective of Ascended Masters. We are so very happy to be with you at this time and to be expressing to you in all the ways that we can. Of course, many of us have left teachings behind there on Earth for you to study and explore, and we can come through channelers like this one here, as we are doing right now. And we are very happy to give you the latest teachings. We know that many of you think that all of this is quite complicated, quite complex, and that you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to activate all of your DNA and have a light body and ascend. Many of you believe you have to raise your Kundalini and chant, or pray, or meditate for a certain number of hours a day. Some of you think that it's about yoga, or being vegan, or earthing. You did not come forth into a physical human body to obey a bunch of rules that would then get you to the promised land. You came forth because you are a necessary component of the shift in consciousness, and it is important that you are there. And that means following a rigid bunch of guidelines is only going to get in the way of the guidance that you have coming up within you naturally, easily without effort. You're getting the guidance, and if you don't think you are, it's because you are looking in the wrong places, or you are only looking in one or two specific places. Guidance comes in many different ways, shapes, and forms, and when you get quiet, if you're not getting any guidance whatsoever, then guess what? What you are doing in that moment is perfect, as it is. You don't always have to be doing, performing, producing. Sometimes your life is about just being, appreciating, and enjoying. And when you let it be that way, the guidance, the inspired idea, the impulse, the intuitive hit will drop in, and it will drop in unexpectedly, perhaps even in a way that you didn't think was possible. You can get guidance in so many different ways, and the guidance that you are getting in the moment is so much more relevant to you than a list of do's and don'ts that we could have given you thousands of years ago to be printed in books forevermore. We want you to understand that you know who you really are, and therefore, you know that you always are connected to that higher part of you. You always are that higher part of you, and you can feel that as you get quiet, and you go within, and you stop looking outside of yourselves for rules to follow. Of course, it is the mind that overcomplicates things and tells you that you have to wait for a solar flash, and 3 days of darkness, and a financial collapse, and the end of all artificial intelligence, or some other series of events that must happen in order for you to get to the next level of your consciousness. That is not the case. You are all moving forward gradually, step by step, day by day, and each and every one of you matters. What you do, think, and say matter, and we want you to believe enough in yourselves to let go of what other people are saying you should do, or have to do, so that you can hear, and feel, and know the guidance that is coming to you all day every day in some way, shape, or form. Again, if you're not getting any, then the guidance is what you're doing is perfect, as it is. Don't worry. Don't think you're supposed to be doing something other than this, and relax, because more will come, and it will come in the appropriate timing. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters, and we are always amongst you. Source: arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.